3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also on Facebook at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can also download and listen to the program on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And also watch the interview on YouTube as well. We're here with actor Samuel Robert Whitehill, longtime lawyer pursuing a lifelong dream of acting. He's been over 300 projects within a few years, and he's won numerous awards. And I think we've covered some of the awards, like the Film Fest of L.A. with Rolling in the Deep. We were discussing that, especially during Black History Month in that period. Also, Dress Rehearsal, winner of a couple awards, including the Monkey Bread and Unreal's Film Awards, and also the Guitar, which took home 3 awards of the Global Fest Film Awards, New York Film and Independent Short Awards. And there's also some awards which I believe you have won. And what are some of the awards that you have won, which we did not cover the last time?
I think we covered them all. The awards we're talking about are what we call ensemble awards, where the entire cast performs as a team so well that the entire cast gets the award for the acting ability.
Okay.
And that was a type of award actually invented by the movie critic Michael Medved. He and his brother established the Ensemble Award.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Medved, he has, I think, a conservative talk show, but he's also a movie critic. And
nice.
For a long time, he was on television with Siskel Ebert, and he was in that group of people. And so having an ensemble award is a great boon to all the cast, because we all work together very closely, and it's something. I hope to get some individual awards soon on other projects, and one never knows. It's always a surprise. Judging a film festival is not easy. I'm judging one right now, and you see a lot of great work, and you have to sort of decide, is this worthy of the film festival? If it is it worthy of an award? You ask yourself 3 questions. Is it good enough to be here?
Mm-hmm.
And is it good enough to show? Is it good enough to note that it's different in a way that deserves to be recognized?
Mm-hmm. What are some of the other criteria that takes factor into judging at a film fest?
Well, if you read a script, for example, a script has to have movement. It has to read like a well-written novel. It has to. If it doesn't read interestingly for the reader, it's not going to be interesting for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to have movement. It has to be character development. It has to be some sort of element of surprise, challenge. But if you're watching a film, sometimes a film will just... I watched one feature film in which the level of emotion was the same from the very beginning to the very end. And I said, this is not really a film for this festival, because there's no character development. It could have lasted 5 minutes, and you had the same effect as you had after watching it for an hour and a half. Nothing happened. But a good film is something that it sort of changes your life as you watch it. You're not the same person you were when you started.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all so subjective, of course. Every judge has his or her own criteria for this, but it's an emotional effect. I think that is what makes or breaks a film.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a lot of fun. I've got 2 films this coming month in which I play a psychiatrist. One film is a slasher film. It's a feature length, and the other film is a sci-fi thriller with psychological elements in it. Then there's a comedy in which I play a very lovable grandfather with his grandson at a gathering at a camp.
Mm-hmm.
and all the events happened at the camp.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully there's a Western that I'm supposed to be too old or too young to be the character I want it to be, but we'll see how that goes.
Or just be like Clint Eastwood and say, "Make my day," or if I feel lucky, punk.
Yeah, I would like to say that.
I know. Maybe Clint will be
Yeah.
impressed. Who knows? And just a couple more minutes here, and you're talking about the film fest being an acting and everything. Do you have any aspirations of being a director or producer, like one day for a film?
Well, I've been a producer for a few films where I help people set up or erase funds or help make the movie possible. As far as the directing goes, sometimes I would like to help actors perform more effectively because I work with a lot of younger actors who sometimes do things that hurt themselves as they perform that impede upon their own effectiveness.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a director, I don't dare get involved with what the director should be doing. You have to sort of grin and bear it.
Right.
You don't make suggestions unless you're asked to.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I don't know. I enjoy the acting part myself a lot, and I really at this time I don't have that many ambitions to be a director.
Mm-hmm.
I like every cab driver in Los Angeles. I'm working on a script, but see how that goes. But
I think that'd be a lot of fun too, and of course,
yeah.
Just give us an up to date. What's been your favorite project so far to date? The most challenging ones, and what are some most memorable moments that you've had on the set?
Oh gosh, I remember the most memorable moment was the day I was kicked off the set by the producer.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was early when I first started out. It was a movie about took place in British India, and I was supposed to be a British soldier, and I never got the call sheet. The call sheet is instructions for where you go, what time you have to be there, what you got to do, and I was up really late that night before. I never got it. The next morning, I never got it, and so I started making phone calls, and so I finally got the call sheet. Got out to the set a little late. Had to hang around for a while, and then the producer calls me over and he gives me $25 cash and I'm kicking off the set. I didn't like the tone of your phone calls and your
Oh
emails.
no!
Yeah, well, he's a jerk. I won't mention any names, but I don't think he's really produced much since then either.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the most memorable. That's the most negative memorable moment, I think. As far as positive moments, I have every project I'm in, I try to treat it as if it's the most important project in the world. As if the young director is actually Steven Spielberg. You have to respect people, and I try to have a good time every time I work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun too. And what's the best advice you can give to people wanting to get into filmmaking or acting?
Well, as far as I can tell, what you need to do is subscribe. If you want to get into acting, you need to subscribe to some websites. And you don't have to be in Los Angeles to do that. You can be in the Midwest, you can be in the East Coast, West Coast, anywhere, because they have auditions all over the country now.
Mm-hmm.
And you subscribe, you describe yourself, you get a profile, get a headshot, and then when something comes in that matches your profile, you go and audition for it.
Nice.
There are ways of auditioning you need to show that you're secure in your own abilities. You can't go in there with the attitude that you want to please them. You have to go in there with the attitude that you're going to do the best job possible, and that you will add something that they didn't even know existed.
Mm-hmm. So it's
That's what you got to do.
So it's kind of like an add-on in a way too, like an element of surprise.
It should be, yeah. You should go in there and perform, either memorize it or do some cold reading, and there are cold reading techniques so that you will seem to be actually having memorized it.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to, when you see them look at you and they lean forward and watch you, that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you need to move on after an audition. You can't just hope that you'll get it and then be disappointed. What I do, I throw away after the audition. I go outside and put the sides. That's the part of the script I was reading from. I throw them away. I brush my hands together. It's all over. Move on to the next one.
So you
That's
just
the
keep
attitude you need to have.
so you just keep going audition after audition after audition after audition.
Yeah, exactly. I have an audition that's coming Monday for one of those crime recreation shows, and then I was cast to be in a short film on Saturday night about a man have a heart attack while my house is being burglarized, and the burglar takes me to the hospital, and I don't know he was burglarizing my house, and I'm very grateful to him. And I said, "Can you go back and lock my house up and just leave the key under the mat?" So he goes back to the house, and he sees that expensive watch he was going to steal, and he has to, weigh whether he wants to steal that watch or not. So it's about a burglar with scruples, essentially.
That sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to it. And of course, any other upcoming projects before we go here?
Yeah, well, yes, I think that The Cry will be out this spring. It's by Ryan Robert Midford. It's a black and white thriller, spy thriller. It's coming out. Then Wade in the Water is about I play a very bad man, a minister who's also a child molester.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is around the fact that what the main actor does in reaction to my behavior. I don't want to give away the plot. But it's a very interesting plot. It's very intense, and I think that it'll be well received by audiences. And there are so many other ones coming out. I want to see Somerset come out and get accepted by Netflix or by a great distributor. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good movie. And there's so many coming out. I can't even, have to look at my resume and see what's going on here.
And in the meantime, just put the builders on notice to extend that room of awards of yours as well. So keep extending the addition in the house.
Exactly. I see there's awards down here at the bottom of the resume. I need to hopefully make more room for the more awards.
Well, I'm sure that can be worked on as well too.
And
Samuel, just wanted to say it's been great having you on. Thank you very much, and keep us up to date on your projects. Look forward to having you on soon. And once again, before we go here, how can people reach you, and what's your website?
Okay, you can find me on IMDb under Samuel Whitehill, or you can find me at Twitter under Whitehill Actor. It's at Whitehill Actor, my Twitter account. And either of those would be great. Go visit my IMDb page, and you can also visit me on Twitter and follow me. And I'll be giving updates on when some of these films will be released and where they'll be released and when you can see them.
Okay.
So that'd be great.
And for listeners out here on the Mike Wagner Show, where can people see, like, Rolling in the Deep and your other films as well? Where can they see them?
Okay, Rolling in the Deep will soon be on some of the social media websites. It's right now in the festival circuit. It's on television, but I think in another couple of months it'll be available on either Vimeo or on YouTube. It's already available on certain specialty channels for short films. So, but I'll tell you what, when it does become available to the general public, I'll give you some word on it. You can let your audience know. And the other films, they will, some of them might end up on Netflix, on Amazon Prime. There is a movie on Amazon Prime called Wine Tasting, and you just go there and watch it. It's by Josh Mitchell. I play an annoying dad. I'm either annoying or harmful in most of these movies. And there's another one called The Treasure of Pancho Villa will be coming out probably later in the year. And so much.